Well, hi there, everybody. This is Rocky Dhir coming to you with Texas Bar TV. We're here at the State Bar Annual Meeting 2016. I've got two very special guests with me here this morning. I've got Julie Innmon and I've got James Fisher. James and Julie are both attorneys at FisherBroyles. It's an amazing model.
14 years ago, during the first internet bust, we thought of an idea that was a lower overhead model. And over the past 14 years, we've been tweaking it, and now we're one of the fastest growing law firms in the United States.
All right, so tell us what led you to cloud-based lawyering, to a cloud-based firm, and what have been the advantages, what have been the challenges? You know, kind of give us a sense of what that's like, because most lawyers tend to think of lawyering as I have to go to an office, I have to dress up like this, and I have to meet clients at that office, and everybody's got to come in together. This is a whole new model. So what led you to it, and tell us the good and the bad.
Thanks. I actually had the fortunate opportunity to meet James, and he told me about FisherBroyles, and I was leery at first. I thought, this sounds too good to be true. I had left in-house and gone out on my own and had clients, but I wanted to expand what I did for those clients and get more clients. So what I found is that people do what they get paid to do. So if you are financially incentivized to bring in a client, and yet other people in the firm can do that, then you're going to do that. And that's what's made this model, I think, so phenomenally successful, is that we have a really stringent requirements to even qualify for our model. And so we've only got top level attorneys nationwide, 160 lawyers and 20 offices nationwide that are very adept at handling their own practices, but also working together with each other. And I think because we're cloud-based, we're even more focused on our responsiveness to one another. We are constantly on email and phone with one another, marketing together, working on client projects together. And we've got such an enormous client base that there's no other way, we could be successful without working together. So what I found going from a solo practice into this, nationwide group is that it is in every way a traditional model, just without the bricks and mortar and without the extensive, overbearing overhead. So it's why we've been able to grow the way we have in the last 14 years. It's a model that works.
But there've got to be challenges, right? Because working from home, most people aren't used to that. And so, I have a cloud-based practice as well. But for some people, I think I can sympathize, because it takes a bit of discipline to kind of get into that mode and be able to work. And you've got distractions, and you've got televisions and Xboxes and all these other types of things. How have you guys kind of managed to stay focused with all those distractions?
Well, the model's flexible. So if you want to work from home, you can. A majority of people do. But there's some people, like you described, that don't feel comfortable working at home for whatever reason. The refrigerator calls them, the TV's calling them, they got a spouse at home, they've got kids. So those people will go out and get their own office space, or pool together with other FisherBroyles lawyers and get office space, or office from our Regis locations nationwide. So it's completely flexible.
So everybody's kind of got a certain sense of their own autonomy. They can set up their own workspace.
I mean, as far as where they practice from, there's really no geographical limits. There's no limits as to whether they practice from home or at the client side or at their own office space or at our actual offices, that we actually have as a firm.
So let's say you had a lawyer who's in a jurisdiction you guys don't currently have an office in. I'm gonna take a guess and say Honolulu. Let's say we have, why wouldn't you want an office in Honolulu? I mean, seriously.
Great point.
Yeah. So, but let's say you got somebody who's in Honolulu, says, I like this model. I want to open up, I want to be a FisherBroyles attorney in Honolulu. Would you guys welcome that person with open arms, or are you only looking for lawyers that are licensed in jurisdictions where you have offices?
Generally, that's a tough question. Generally speaking, we are only interested in attorneys who are licensed where we have an office, for tax reasons actually, or where we're planning on opening an office.
Okay, so then
Honolulu probably isn't on our radar. Although there are we've been approached by lawyers who wanted to join us, who are licensed in Hawaii and say, California, and they would just become part of our California offices.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the great thing about our model is that if you're licensed where we actually have offices and practice, you can go live in St. Bart's. I mean, we don't care where you live. As long as you're responsive to clients, responsive to partners, you're doing top quality legal work, which is what every lawyer that comes to us has been trained to do. You can live wherever you want. And we're great with that. So, and that's what, I think the challenges that come with officing from home or officing just away, on your own, if you decide to get your own office or something, are really not that different from being at a big law firm and, everyone on their breaks or at lunch or whatever is holed up in their office on the internet or, doing their own thing anyway. And the great thing about officing from home is that not only just the money aspect, that you're not giving the firm, a large portion of what you made that year because they just built a fabulous new office in Chicago that you and your clients are going to have to help pay for. And your clients are never going to see the office in Chicago. You're probably not either. But it's also, there's a lot of distractions working in an office when people coming in and out and wanting to chat. I find that, I'm a mom, I have kids. I get, quite a bit done during the day, but if there's anything that I need to get done after 3 o'clock, I start up again at 7 and I get it done that evening. Clients don't care. They care about the quality of the work and the responsiveness. The challenges that come from working from home, I think, really are, far outweighed by the advantages.
Cloud-based law firm, is that guys the wave of the future? And if so, what's the business proposition?
What's funny is we call it a cloud-based firm now, but if I look into my crystal ball, in 5 years, calling our law firm cloud-based will be redundant because being cloud-based will be ubiquitous. We'll just be a law firm. We'll be a very efficient law firm.
So can you tell us what's the business case for this kind of model? Right now we're calling it cloud-based. I don't know how the wording is going to change in, as you said, 5-10 years, but this particular model of lawyering, what's the business case for it? Can you sum that up for us? Because we're lawyers, we like bullet points.
Well, the business case from the attorney's perspective is you can almost triple your income from the work that you do that you were doing at Big Law. And you have autonomy, you have control of your billing rates, you don't have any billing quotas, which we think are a conflict of interest to the client, and you have more autonomy, more control of your practice. Our compensation scheme is transparent and objective. There's no politics involved, there's no good old boys networks. It's just flat up meritocracy. From the client's perspective, they're getting the same or better lawyer from our firm because we basically got our lawyers from Big Law. They're all Big Law refugees, and they're not paying for all the other stuff that doesn't add value, like I said, all the overhead. And because the individual lawyer controls the rates, they're not going to get their rates raised every year because we're not interested in how much a particular attorney can bill in a given month to make some kind of quota. We're interested in our attorneys maintaining the client relationship for as long as possible. So the business case to the client is you get the same or better lawyers, more efficient delivery because we don't have a layered billing like Big Law does with associates, junior partners, senior partners, and whatnot, where the total cost of the bill or the total cost of the hourly cost for each one of those lawyers is triple what we would pay probably in certain cases. So it's just you're getting the same or better lawyer for less money if you're a client.
Good stuff.
Cheers, Rocky.
Well, cheers to that. Cheers to the State Bar, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rocky Dhir coming to you from Texas Bar TV. I'd like to thank my guests, James Fisher, Julie Innmon. Guys, thank you for joining us, and thank you all for checking in. And I'm going to get a sip of this coffee and go enjoy the rest of this conference. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.